Well, welcome in everyone to another teaching. I hope everyone is doing well. And today we're going to look at the parable of the wedding feast found in Matthew 22. So if you'd like to follow along, we're going to look here in Matthew 22, and I'll begin reading here. Jesus spoke to them again in parables, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is like a king who prepared a wedding banquet for his son. He sent his servants to those who had been invited to the banquet to tell them to come, but they refused to come. Then he sent some more servants and said, 'Tell those who have been invited that I've prepared my dinner. My oxen and fatted cattle have been butchered and everything is ready. Come to the wedding banquet.' But they paid no attention and went off, one to his field, another to his business. The rest seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged. He sent his army and destroyed those murderers and burned their city. Then he said to his servants, 'The wedding banquet is ready, but those I invited did not deserve to come. Go to the street corners and invite to the banquet anyone you find.' So the servants went out into the streets and gathered all the people they could find, both good and bad, and the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to see the guests, he noticed a man there who was not wearing wedding clothes. 'Friend,' he asked, 'how did you get in here without wedding clothes?' The man was speechless. Then the king told the attendants, 'Tie him hand and foot and throw him outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are invited, but few are chosen.'" So, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a man that got into the wedding feast without proper wedding attire. What do you think Jesus is trying to tell us here? What would proper wedding attire be for the wedding feast in heaven? In Isaiah 6:10 it reads, "I delight greatly in the Lord. My soul rejoices greatly in my God, for he has clothed me with garments of salvation and arrayed me in a robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom adorns his head like a priest, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels." So what is Isaiah saying here? We're learning that the proper attire for the banquet in heaven is to be clothed with salvation and righteousness. When we believe in Jesus, we have the required clothing to meet him and be with him. When we are filled with the Holy Spirit, we are ready to see him and dine with him. Without salvation and without righteousness, you won't be ready to meet him, to be where he is. Let's also take a look at Luke 12. So we're going to go over here to Luke 12 and verse 35. And here we are, verse 35. And it says, "Be dressed, ready for service, and keep your lamps burning, like men waiting for their master to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching when he comes. I tell you the truth, he will dress himself to serve, will have them recline at the table, and will come and wait on them. It will be good for those servants whose master finds them ready, even if he comes in the second or third watch of the night," which that's how it feels today, right? We're kind of like in that second or third watch. And here we are in 39. but in verse 39, but understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what hour the thief was coming, he would not have let his house to be broken into. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. So in the times we're in right now, Jesus expects us to be ready and watching. We're called to be holy and set apart. And in Revelation 3:4, if you want to go with me to Revelation 3:4, and in verse 4, it says, yet you have a few people in Sardis who have not soiled their clothes. They will walk with me, dressed in white, for they are worthy. He who overcomes will, like them, be dressed in white. I will never blot out his name from the book of life, but will acknowledge his name before my Father and his angels. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. And that was a Revelation 3:4. So what I want to ask you today, and what I want you to think about, will you be ready to meet Jesus when he returns? Do you have the right wedding attire for this special occasion, this special moment that's coming? Are you dressed in righteousness? Do you believe in the salvation Jesus offers you today, the forgiveness of sins? I want to also quickly read Mark chapter 13, if you want to go with me there as well. Let's get over to Mark 13. So Mark 13, verse 32. Let's take it here. No one knows about that day or hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on your guard, be alert. You do not know when that time will come. It's like a man going away. He leaves his house and puts his servants in charge, each with his assigned task, and tells the one at the door to keep watch. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back. In other words, we do not know when Jesus will come back. And it continues on here, whether in the evening or at midnight or when the rooster crows or at dawn. If he comes suddenly, do not let him find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to everyone, watch. And, basically that's what I would say to you as well. Watch, be looking up, be clothed in his righteousness, in his salvation. And so with that, I just recommend that you study this over for yourself and reflect on what it means to you, and reflect also and pray how you can be ready for that moment when he comes. He's almost here. So with that, I'll end the teaching for today. I hope this blesses you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends. God bless.